Well, I'm currently gonna be doing a video on my game room. So, this is my retro game room. This side is just all shirts and stuff like that. But it is this side that everyone wants to see, and possibly that side, but first let's start off with my chair, what I sit down in. It's pretty comfy. Okay, but right here we got Disney's Aladdin. Right beside it we got Donkey Kong Country 3, Mortal Kombat, and Killer Instinct. And then we're moving on to the PlayStation 2 games. We have Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Underground 2, Burnout 3, Takedown, Resident Evil 4, Ford Racing 3, NASCAR 07, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and Grand Theft Auto 3. Okay, we're moving on to the PC games. I only have one at the moment. Need for Speed Most Wanted, and now we're moving on to the PSP games. Again, I only have one at the moment. SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. And then we're moving on to one more. This is like an extra copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That always happens. Hang on, guys. Okay, so right here was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Right here we got Metal Gear Solid VR Missions. Right here we got two games a double case actually of greatest hits on the, hang on. First, Metal Gear Solid VR Missions is the start of the original PlayStation. And then we have Gran Turismo 2, which that is another original PlayStation game. And then we're moving on to some original Xbox games. Ghost Recon and Madden NFL 2006 or 06. ET20, we're moving on to the Atari 2600 games. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. That's the only Atari 2600 game what I have, because I do not own a original Atari 2600. But I do own one Atari system, but I will show that later. Golf. This is for the original NES, but again, I do not have a NES, but I used to. Now we're moving on to the Game Boy Advance. Golden Sun. Black Bass. Big Black Bass, I mean. Pokemon Gold version. Yoshi. Race Driven. Super Mario Land. Tetris. And Toy Story. Now I have to put all these games back. And then right here we just got a plug and play Spider-Man game. We got a not working Super Nintendo and just cables for this Atari 7800 controller. It goes to my Atari 2600. My Atari 7800 flashback. It's right there. And then we got, behind this case, we got a broken PSP. Now let's look inside of this case. Let me see if I could do it with one hand. I do remember having some games in here. Yep, I got games in here. This is for my PSP that is still working. SmackDown vs. Raw. Well, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. Madden 06. This is like some shooter game. And then I have this thing. Don't really know what that game is supposed to be. I think it's like it's like some racing game, by the way. And then over here I got NASCAR. This is like NASCAR 07, but only for the PSP. And then we have my working PSP with a Spider-Man thing right here. And yes, this PSP works. Haven't played it for a while though. Okay. And then we have a Sonic the Hedgehog, and then a Pac-Man Ghost that is just about to be eaten. A Gravedigger monster truck thing. Now we're moving on to some Godzilla stuff. A Godzilla thing right there. There's a Gigan. A big Godzilla thing. That Godzilla. Another Godzilla. That's Godzilla 2000. There's Burning Godzilla, and there is King Ghidorah. And this is something from an Ultraman thing. And Ultraman is like Godzilla, but they only speak in like Japanese. And Godzilla movies, like you could get them in American, but Ultraman, they only sell them in Japanese. Now let's move on to over here. Actually, let's move on to this shelf. I got E.T. an E.T. action figure. This is from a game called Diablo. It's a pop vinyl. And then I got my original TV, what I owned as a kid. And then that VHS player is like, again, that is like that is my original VHS. I would use this old one, but I do not know. I just cannot see myself getting rid of that VHS player. So, yeah. And you already seen that. Here's another one of those controllers for that Atari that was up there. Yeah, right there. And yeah, so I like these controllers. And that Atari Flashback is actually the Atari 7800 Flashback. And keep in mind, this is my retro game room, and you cannot go any further retro like than the Atari. Like in a Atari console, because I think it was the Atari console that made it big. The original Atari 2600 is like what got everyone back to wanting a video game console. Or was that the NES? I don't know, but like I know that Atari, well, that is just a flashback. I do not own a original Atari 2600 or a Atari 5200 or an Atari 7800 or a Atari Jaguar. I only own the Atari 7800 Flashback edition. That was made in 2004 by the way. But anyway, guys, thanks for checking out my classic game room, and yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And if you subscribed, you joined the Hyena Pack. Peace.